farmer, someone growing fresh food among the streets and buildings of a city. Now, in today's Mission Possible, you'll meet a man who's trying to solve the same kind of fresh food shortages in a different way. He also happens to be our CNN Hero of the Week.
I had an idea about how to not waste food. We're having an ample harvest, and the very least we can do is give it to people who need it.
They'll be enjoying this tomorrow at the pantry.
AmpleHarvest.org enables people who grow food in home gardens to easily find a local food pantry to donate their excess produce to.
It's a nice big one.
That would have been a perfect solution. I grew up with more rhubarb. I didn't even like rhubarb. Nobody in my family ate rhubarb, and it just grew endlessly in our backyard. Gary Oppenheimer is the founder of AmpleHarvest.org in New York. I now like rhubarb, Gary, but back in the day, and I guess there are people like this. There are things growing. They're deliberately growing fruits and vegetables because that's a great thing to do. But often you can't manage the yield. You've got more than you thought you were going to have, or you'd like to do something with some of your great harvest, and you're helping people do that.
Yeah, AmpleHarvest.org was a website that I created last year to enable the more than 40 million people in America who grow food in their home gardens to be able to donate the excess food from their gardens to a local food pantry. Most people didn't know that they could. Many people hadn't thought about the idea. Some people were afraid of doing it, and we've set up a mechanism where it's very easy to basically go on the site, key in your address, find a list of food pantries in distance order, pick the one you want to donate to, and make the donation. As I said, there are 49 million people, according to the USDA, in America who are food insecure, which is a fancy government way of saying either you don't have enough food or you're at real risk of not having enough food. And we have over 40 million gardeners who grow. You know, even if only 10 or 20% of those people make donations, it's a lot.
Are we thinking that the people who are going to make those donations are people who have excess stuff, or might they even be growing it because of the fact that the cost is low and they know someone will benefit from it as opposed to it going into the garbage?
Some may be that generous. Frankly, what we tell people is that they should be enjoying, preserving, and giving away as much as they can because they've grown the food for themselves. These are home gardeners, of course. But whatever's left over, the excess produce, that should not be thrown away. That should be donated to a food pantry. And just to give you a case in point, I received an email this morning from one grower who said that last year he had thrown away 2 55-gallon drums of lemon, 4 55-gallon drums of grapefruit, and 2 of oranges because he didn't know he can give them away.
Wow.
Now, most people don't grow that much, but
right.
Nonetheless, that was wasted food that could have helped his community.
Okay, so now tell me how this works. What's the system?
Very simple. It's a website. First of all, we encourage pantries around the country. We have approaching, almost approaching 2,000 pantries.
And by the way, when you
now.
say pantries,
So
are these the same as food banks sort of idea?
Not exactly. No, a food bank, there are around 250 plus food banks around America. Each one, think of a large warehouse operation, a regional operation that collects government and private food donations, and they turn around and disperse it to the food pantries, 30,000+ around the country in the communities. So the average person who's in need of food is actually going to a food pantry that may be in the basement of a church or YMCA or something like that.
So your donations go right to the pantry. So you get people, you identify the pantry that you've worked this work, and they get it right to the pantry.
Yeah, think of this like a Google. You can go on to AmpleHarvest.org, find a pantry near you, and you take your food straight to the pantry. And hopefully, you'll do that for the rest of your life as you continue gardening.
Okay, what did it take to get the system going? Was it complicated? Were people looking at you like we don't need this system, or did people say what a great thing that you're doing?
I think I was in somewhat uncharted territory. I had this idea last year in March after creating a similar program in the community garden in North Jersey, where I'm the director of. I had an idea in March. In 7 weeks' time, it went from an idea to roll out on May 18th of 2009. All along, nobody said it was a bad idea, simply that nobody had ever done it before. And it took off very, very fast, and it's been very, very well received all throughout. And it's growing wonderfully. I mean, it's a good thing for the communities. It's a good thing for the people. It's a good thing for the future health of America.
Let me ask you this. I'm a city guy. If I were volunteering at a pantry or worked at one, I would know what canned goods look like. I would know what bread's supposed to look like. I don't really know that much about produce. Not that I want to be advertising that on TV. I should probably be eating more of it myself. But I don't really know that much about produce. How do your pantries know what they're getting, what the quality of it is, what it might even be called?
Okay, well, that's a really good question. First of all, on the website, we have a frequently asked questions section, 3 sections, one targeted to the general public, one targeted to the gardeners, and one targeted to the pantries. To the gardeners, we basically tell them what they really should be doing is harvesting the crops on the morning of when they're going to make the donation, and they should be inspecting what they're donating. It should be of a quality equal to or better what they would buy for themselves in a supermarket. Spoiled stuff, stuff that has insects in it or whatever, should never be donated.
Got it.
But if it's something you would buy for your family, that's what you want to donate it. Now, once it gets to the food pantry, they can also, if they want, take a look at it, but that's what becomes available. An interesting problem we've run into, and we have a solution we're going to be working on later this summer, is that many people are donating apples and potatoes and carrots, the routine things that everybody from a supermarket knows about, and those are well received in pantries. But many gardeners, myself included, like to grow weird things like blue potatoes or kohlrabi or starfruit or what have you, and many pantry clients and many pantries don't quite know what that is. We're going to be working on building a picture dictionary later this summer for the benefit of the pantries around the country, to help the pantries understand and their clients understand what they're getting, the nutritional value, how to use it, et cetera, et cetera.
Gary, I tell you,
no food in this country should go to waste.
First of all, I think it's fantastic, and I'm glad you're here talking about it. We congratulate you on it. But when you get the picture, what do you call it? The picture directory, the produce picture directory, do me a favor, send me one. I'll put it on
We
TV.
don't have a name yet.
I need a produce picture directory just so I know when it comes on my plate. It's like, what is that? That's a kohlrabi, blue potato? I don't know these things. Gary, great to see you. Great work. Thank you so much. Gary
Thank you very
Oppenheimer.